Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ahsoka. We're on season 1, episode 7 now, second last episode of the season. So I'm anticipating maybe a bit of a cliffhanger this episode. We have Ezra. Ezra's back. He's here. He is part of the crew. The casting of him was incredible, and I'm so excited to see more. Also, Thrawn. I have been enjoying Thrawn and his voice. I believe it's this voice actor who voiced him in Rebels who's playing him, and he does an amazing job of the voice. I'm not sold on the appearance. He feels less clean than I feel Thrawn should be. But that could be because he spent like 10 years in exile on this other planet with limited resources. But I still think that Thrawn would make an effort to be crisp and clean. And I think this design of the character doesn't quite convey that as well as it could. But other than that, he is very good. And again, like, you can't be the voice, right? It's so good. I am very excited to see what's happening, what this dark magic that he is calling the Night Sisters to use is going to be. Very interested to learn more about that, if it is some kind of Force thing, like this galaxy's version of the Force, or if it's something else. Also on that note, very interested to know what Baylan is looking for. Because, yeah, he's obviously here looking for something. And if he grew up in the Jedi Temple, then there may be stories about a Force, kind of a light's version of the Night Sister Dathomiri's dark magic. Which I'm feeling like that's kind of where my instinct is going, but it could be anything really, who knows. Baylan is such a fascinating character that whatever his goal is, I'm very curious about what it is and what he will achieve. Ahsoka's on her way in her space whale with Huyang, who I still want a 10-hour recording of David Tennant with the voice modulation doing, or without, either way. But either way, David Tennant reading some stories, Star Wars stories. I think that would be a lot of fun. Someone get on that. David Tennant, get on that. So yeah, there's not that much to talk about. We've got Sabine is keeping secrets from Ezra, which there will be fallout for at some point, I'm sure. Ahsoka and Huyang are on their way. Yeah. Thrawn and his crew are gearing up to leave, and I guess that might happen this episode. The other thing I wanted to mention is Enoch, the dude with the like Roman death mask helmet. I'm aware that he is played by Wes Channing. I always get his name wrong. But the guy who plays Amos in The Expanse, which I was aware he was in it, and I was vaguely aware that he was playing Enoch in this, but I didn't know who Enoch was. Can't remember if he was in Rebels. It's been a while. But that is him, and I do want to see his face at some point, because that would be very cool. Also, I fixed the technical difficulties. Last week, I accidentally recorded the video audio onto my speaking audio track, which meant I couldn't differentiate them. So the audio in the last episode was a bit weird. It's all fixed up now. I've checked, and it is good to go, and there will be no problems. So, without further ado, let's get into the video and see what is happening now. Ezra's back. Let's go. There's been a lot of discussion about fate in this show as well. And I think the fact that there's 3 of the Dathomiri mothers is distinctive and significant because of like the 3 fates in Greek mythology and whatnot.
Sure took you long enough.
He sounds exactly like Ezra. It's great. Coruscant. Oh, we haven't seen New Republic Coruscant, have we? Who is here?
This is a government, and it has rurules and laws
Is
which
that,
General Syndulla seems to have no bending to
Admiral
his
Akbar?
personal agenda.
Is Leia here? Is this all that's left of the Senate? Because if this is all that's left of the Senate, there is not much Senate left compared to the Old Republic.
Imperial remnant.
I guess it's a kind of a trial
sensational
hearing,
term.
so the whole Senate doesn't.
What about the conflict on Mandalore?
Gideon was a warlord acting on his own. There's no proof of a greater conspiracy, and thus no
Mandalorian
immediate
3?
threat to this republic.
I heard 3PO.
Identification. I do not need to show you identification.
Does that mean?
I am C.
3PO.
Where is she?
Welcome.
Is she?
With respect, I am here on behalf of Senator Leia Organa. May I
The
speak?
music. The music got me, man.
The
And it's
Honorable
3PO.
The transcript shows that Senator Organa personally sanctioned General Syndulla's reconnaissance mission to
Yeah, Leia's coming through.
The court cannot admit evidence of this kind from a mere droid.
Hoo hoo. I love that way of having Leia in it without having to do digital necromancy. And seeing 3PO, I didn't realize how much I needed to see 3PO again until he showed up.
How real is the threat of Thrawn's return?
Very.
We have to prepare for the worst.
That shade of makeup matches her skin tone perfectly. I just gotta say. It looks really nice. Dreams and madness. Oh, come on. She's training with him.
Prepared.
Where did this recording come from?
So practice, or at least more than I do.
Anakin always with the do as I say, not as I do method of training.
If we just
I feel like she wouldn't have watched that recording before she had her World Between Worlds stint. Because
He made 20 or more of these recordings. This was his last one.
oh,
He was a good master.
she's forgiven him.
I would point out that you are assuming the Star Whales have brought us to the correct galaxy,
Yeah.
let alone the same system or even the same planet where Lady Wren was taken. I did, but you never.
Aw,
The worst
she's
part
so
is,
much
I hope you
more
are right.
herself now. They're getting shot at, aren't they?
Out there.
Open that mouth, big guy.
Perhaps we are.
Oh, that's cool. Ooh, there's like a whole minefield. What is... How long did that take to set up? At least it's already
least the whales
a
are providing some
graveyard for the whales. Oh, goodbye. Yeah, that's fair. I can respect that of the whales.
I would not recommend that.
Come on, where's that optimism?
Oh, I want to see the whale fall field. This hopefully will be cool. Oh yes, show me the boneyard up close.
Field is too dense.
Ooh, those are big bones.
Put her on a path of her own choosing, so that no matter which direction she takes, we'll always be one step ahead of her.
It's that fate theme again as well. They're going to create Ahsoka's fate for her.
And I can see
That's so cool. I want concept art of this. I feel like there should be creatures in here like eating the remnants. How are they going to get back? Because the whales have left now.
Emperor died.
That's what people say.
Sorry.
Zeb's training recruits, and Hera's commanding fleet.
Zeb's training recruits. Okay.
It's been a while.
That's where he is. I've been wondering why he hasn't shown
I
up
was
yet.
beginning to think
Fun. You never said.
it's complicated.
Either you
Sabine!
or worse.
Worse.
She what? Why? I mean, congratulations. Really? Yeah. So where is Ahsoka? Is she coming?
Oh yeah, last Sabine saw Ahsoka, she fell off the cliff. You guys gotta talk properly, come on. I feel like the casting for Ezra is the best of the show. Like, out of all of the animated to live action characters, he's the one who I'm immediately was like, yeah, that's Ezra.
Ahsoka Tano lies hidden within the graveyards.
Yes, I was thinking this!
Find her.
Bones!
Yes, Grand Admiral.
And what if they can do necromancy and bring the whale bones back to life? That would be so cool. Because they created whatever marrow is, and I have suspicions that not all of the Imperial troops are alive. So, oh, there are little creatures eating.
See her.
Kind of weird. There's a weird oh. Is she interrupting me? Is she kind of tapping into their core? Let's go. I still think necromancy giant whale bones would have been cooler. Problem is you're gonna then lead the bad guys directly to Sabine and Ezra. I feel like that hiding in the asteroid field did absolutely nothing. If the fighter jets are being sent after them again. I guess it gave them a bit of breathing room.
Friends of yours?
No.
What happened to Sabine's howler? I miss him already. This feels like a very final parting. So whatever Balin is off to do, it seems pretty final potentially. I feel like Thrawn is quietly really enjoying this chance to do battle strategy and command a battlefield again. Uh-oh, no! Give Ezra his lightsaber back. Nice. Don't hurt the little buddies. Get him. Yeah, get him. You gotta split away.
I'm gonna circle up.
Draw the bandits away from the... Oh, they're doing like a... yeah. We're going western now.
Get inside. I'll handle this.
Give Ezra his lightsaber back. Come on. Yeah, Ezra needs to fight her. I feel like he's wearing contacts because those are very blue eyes.
Lock the door.
Yeah, there's the howler. Okay.
We'll be fine.
You got the
Gotta have the poncho.
Didn't I feel terrible?
No.
Need the space poncho. You can do that when you use the Force. She's gonna get her white cloak dirty on all that dirt though. She landed right there. That was convenient. She's so cool.
What's the plan?
Give him his lightsaber. Yes.
What thing?
It's your lightsaber. Take it.
You keep it.
What?
I don't need it. Besides, you've been training.
Very funny.
The Force is my ally. That's all I need.
What are you doing, Ezra?
Well, I'm gonna need more than that.
Look out! Ooh, singed his hair.
Close.
I feel like Sabine should be better at fighting than this. Okay, here we go. Oh, that was cool. The effect on the lightsaber.
Not looking good for you.
That was a weird music change.
Perhaps. I don't have to.
She stole his dog horse howler thing. Well, that wasn't your mission anyway, right, Balin? He seems disappointed. I want to know what's going on with Ezra. Why are you not taking weapons? Did he turn pacifist? Look at that tabletop.
Deploy teams 1 and 2. Use counter encirclement tandem.
Thrawn is loving this. Oh yes, the best guy stopping the lightsaber. Oh, that was cool.
We could talk, or we could just. Don't you want to take us as prisoners? As prisoners?
I love him so much.
Fire!
Ahsoka! Oh, that was cool. Ahsoka's gonna school this kid. That's a cool shot.
I hope I survive long enough to see the outcome.
You better survive long enough, Huyang. Don't you wave those death flags at me. What are you doing, Ezra? He's so goofy. I love him.
These are unfortunate, but Acceptable losses given the absence of Lord Balin.
That was not something he'd factored into his equation, I think.
With our enemy distracted, the cargo transfer is now
What are they transferring?
Which?
Surrender your weapon.
Oh, interesting. She didn't go back as well. She's been abandoned? She almost did as well, I think. I don't think she quite knows what she is wanting at the moment. And her color is grey. Balin's is black, like he's fully knows what path he's on. The dark side. Whereas Shin is grey. And white. Which maybe hints leaning towards the light side. He's taller than her now. I feel like maybe it was the animated Montreals, but...
You thought she was dead?
Yeah, let's tell Ezra the full story, shall we, Sabine?
I think I might be going home after all.
Let the boy go home. Come on. He just wants to go home. I am losing my light because I'm recording this in the evening. Okay. Good episode, reunions. I feel like that was kind of setting up the final episode more than anything else. I want to know what Thrawn is packing onto the ship to take with him, because the troopers were dragging some crates on, and it seems like there's something important that they need to take over before they can leave. So I'm curious about what that might be. And I just realized why they made the ring so big and empty. I think the plan is to put the Star Destroyer in the ring and fly it like the Jedi ships in episode 3. That would be cool. I want to see that now. I feel like not much actually happened in that episode when I'm thinking about it. It was mostly just getting to the reunion of Ahsoka and Sabine and Ezra. I feel like I haven't quite got a read on Ezra's character. Like, it's obviously him, but I haven't quite got a read on how he's changed in the last 10 years. The rejecting weapons felt a bit weird, and I feel like that is something I want to see expanded upon. Like, he's kind of given up the lightsaber for one, and he was using the blaster later in the fight, but kind of the starting the fight without any weapons and relying on the Force. I guess that kind of gives the parallel between Ezra, who is fully reliant on the Force and pretty strong on the Force, versus Sabine, who's still kind of not figured it out. And Sabine may not even be able to figure it out. I don't know. Also, the scene at the start with Hera's herring. Hera's herring. Was great. I absolutely... The 3PO coming in, and then I'm pretty sure it was Leia's theme playing in the background. Like, oh, that got me right in the feels, and I didn't even realize I needed that so much. Like, I'm very much more a prequels Clone Wars gal, but there is something about the original trilogy that you just can't beat. And obviously, Leia is great, and I love her very dearly. And that way of using her without having to recast her, or like at the end of Rogue One, they kind of digitally brought her back. And that has been criticized in the past, but I think the way of letting Leia have a presence in the story without her being in it, and while still, without digital necromancy, essentially, was so good. And I always love seeing 3PO. Like, I don't know, it was great. It was such a good scene. And I am curious of why Leia is backing Hera, because I feel like from memory she was in it at least one episode of Rebels. I can't remember if she was in more, but I feel like she didn't have that much to do with the Thrawn arc. So I'm curious about, I mean, obviously we're cheering on Leia, and we want her to be the great hero and with our team. So obviously she's going to side with our good guys, right? But I'm wondering if there's something more to it than just believing in Hera. If there is like, I don't know where I'm going with this. But if there is like a sense of she knows something that we as the audience may not, that, you know, be that conversations with Hera or whatever. I don't think Sabine told Ezra about Jason, because when they were doing the like, we just had a whole info dump but we cut that out, so here's the important bits recap. He didn't mention Jason, and I feel like mentioning Jason would have been up there if Sabine had told him about Jason. And we heard what Zeb was doing. Zeb is training recruits. We did see him in The Mandalorian, which is great. And that means he has been cast and they can make him in live action. But I kind of understand why they haven't been, because that whole get-up would be a bit intense. I would like to see him in the next episode. It would be great if there was a full Rebels crew reunion, or as much as we can have a full Rebels crew reunion without Kanan. And, the Anakin recording. Speaking of reunions and people who aren't around anymore, the Anakin recording. That was great because, seeing Anakin again is always great. But the recording being one of like 20 recordings he made. The fact that she is now watching these, because I don't think she would have beforehand. Because her memories of Anakin were too caught up with her memories of Vader. So she felt that everything he was teaching her was tainted. But her being able to kind of separate her master from what he became, and kind of being able to forgive him and take the good from what he taught her, is beautiful. But also, the way she said that it was the last recording got me as well, because with those recordings, there's something new from him. She can see him again as the Anakin she remembers, and it's like he's there for just a minute. But once she's watched all of the recordings, there's nothing new from him. And yeah, I wonder if she'd watched the other ones before, because I do vaguely remember some recording from Anakin in Rebels. I just remember it because the Anakin looked really bad. But I can't remember if that came from Ahsoka or somewhere else. But yeah, no, that recording was great. And like, that she's embracing Anakin's training again, and she's not letting it be impacted by who he became. She's celebrating the good that he was without letting what he became taint that. And Shin, I'm struggling to get a read on her Shin. I feel like she is a kid who had Force-sensitive powers, and who Baylan kind of took under his wing. And because she doesn't know what else she's doing in life, she kind of followed along with Baylan. And that may not necessarily be what she actually wants to be doing. She seemed tempted by Ahsoka's offer, and I think in the past she seemed kind of like she likes the idea of the Jedi and being in that community and that legacy. But at the same time, Baylan was giving her warnings about ambition and whatnot. But I don't know if she's ambitious. I feel like she just more wants a place to belong. And so far Baylan has offered that, but she may read him leaving as abandoning her. And that does seem to be kind of a theme of the show, being left by people and abandonment and whatnot. Still very curious what Baylan is looking for. I hope that we figure that out next episode. I'm assuming we will, because next episode is the finale. I think. I'm pretty sure I'm right in that there's 8 episodes. Well, that is about all that I have to say today. Very fun episode. So good seeing Ezra in action. It's great. I'm very much enjoying this this actor and and seeing Ezra again. But yeah, no, I think that will do it for me today. You guys head off, get a drink, grab a snack, go for a walk, take a nap, go and do something that isn't on YouTube. And I will see you all next week in the next video. Goodbye.